Hey there crew, it's Mark from MENWHOBULLET. Thanks for coming to hang out with me today as I give the Archer and Olive flower press a try. I've never done flower pressing before, I don't really know what to expect, but I thought, hey, if I'm going to do it, let's do this thing together. So this came inside of the September 2022 subscription box. Totally surprised, but totally goes along with their theme. I've gone ahead and found some leaves and some flowers from outside. If I don't ever come back from this video, my wife has realized that I plucked a bunch of these off of her flowers out front. But I just grabbed a few things. Having not have done this before, I wasn't really quite sure what works and what doesn't work inside of here. I don't even know the names of most of these plants, to be totally honest with you. And some of them are leaves instead of flowers. So we just got a big collection of things over here. So we'll try a bunch of stuff out. I even found some ferns outside, which I'm more excited about than the flowers because I just think that they're really pretty and cool and have plenty of them outside growing. So if this works out well, then I will maybe just press a whole bunch of ferns. This will be like my new side gig. So I did watch the whole video, and there's a wonderful blog on the Archer and Olive website on how to do this. When this box was coming out and I was telling my wife about it, she was like, oh yeah, I used to do that all the time, but like we would just use like an encyclopedia. And I was like, cool, well, I have a flower press kit now that I'm gonna use. So we have these little wing nuts that need to come off of here, and the top of this, which is all nice wood. And then inside of here is a bunch of cardboard. And then in between each piece of cardboard is some tissue paper or blotting paper. I've heard it referred to as. I'm assuming it's the same thing, but I don't fully know. But what we're going to do is set some of our plants in here. I'm going to start from the bottom up because I don't know that I'm going to use every single one of these sheets, but we'll see how far we get. I've got a lot of leaves and things like that to do. So let's go ahead and start with these ferns, which are kind of big. I didn't really realize it. The video said to lay the flowers face down, so that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to lay these ferns face down, and I'm just going to try to cut a little bit the size to see if they'll fit. I'm not going to try to overdo it. I'm not overly worried if everything doesn't fit, considering this is my very first time trying to do this. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to lay that here. And then we're going to put another piece of cardboard on top. Kind of press that down. Why is this so nerve-wracking? All right, what should we do next? I guess let's do the rest of the ferns. I plucked them out of here. These are really cool looking. That one might have to go on its own. Nope, I think I can fit it. Okay. All right, so we got that. And then some of these sheets have a few pieces, so I'm going to set the extra ones to the side. I feel like I'm probably going to need them in the future. Okay. We'll set that down here. All right, I'm going to take this one, and I'm just going to pull it off for some little smaller pieces. This one didn't look as nice as those other ones did. A little dried out. Let's set that over there to this side. Oh, but we did have this one. This one looks pretty good. The one thing I don't know is that when you press the flowers or the leaves, can I pull them off of the stem on those other ones I put down below? If I can't, I'm going to be in trouble because that was kind of the idea there. But trial and error, and like I said, I've got plenty of ferns and plants and stuff in the backyard, so we'll be okay. All right, let's go with some of these loose petals. So these are just petals that came off of a flower that I will not say what it is, so I cannot be held accountable for them. My defense is that they looked as if they were about to die, or they were starting to dry up, so I decided that that is why I picked them. There we go. That's my alibi. Every time I put them down, I hear it like crunch just a little bit, and I don't know if it's the tissue paper or if it's the flower being smashed. Okay, I do have some eucalyptus here. I don't know if eucalyptus can be dried this way. I know that you can dry eucalyptus. I've seen it throughout like stores and things like that. But I thought that you needed like something specific to do it. But we're going to find out. This is going to be the other test to see. If not, then I'll just have a whole bunch of eucalyptus oil on this piece of parchment paper. All right, I've got some more individual petals over here, and then we'll do a few of the bigger ones that I have. in just a moment. All right, so let's do some of these bigger ones. So I just watched the blog video that they did about these, and I don't think these like large ones can fit on there like that. So I think the only way for me to get this ready to go flat would be to, I guess, kind of cut this one maybe here, like a little trumpet, if that's what it's even called. I feel like I'm treating these like I would like pieces of scrap paper, where I'm like, I don't want to waste any of it. I want it all to fit inside of here. Hopefully it doesn't backfire on me in the long run. All right, get them all positioned on here. Okay, hopefully. This one's a little bit, this is definitely packed. Okay. Just trying to line everything up here. We have a few more flowers. I have a mum. I didn't know if the mum was going to work or not. I feel like that's going to have to go in like a bunch of little pieces. We'll see. But here's like a cool, like yellowish looking one that has like that trumpet on it. But I almost feel bad cutting it because it looks so nice like that. But I think since it has to lay flat, maybe that'll work out okay. That doesn't look that bad. Ooh, there's an ant on the bottom of this one. Come out of here, buddy. Oh, well, he's going to go run around on the table for a little bit while we do this. We'll see how far he gets by the end of this video. All right, this was super cool. So this actually came from one of our plants that we have. It's like not a house plant, I wouldn't call it necessarily, but it can grow. It's been growing all summer long. It has these beautiful petals and these little like dealies that come out of it every single day. And like they die and then they all come back. I only have one of these. And I really want it. I really want to see if it would press flat because it has the yellow on it. So we'll try it. Those come out all the time. So if I have extra, here's just a petal from it. You can try it and see what happens. All right, we got a handful of leftover petals. Okay, let's do 2 leaves in here. So these are, I don't even know what they're called, but they have such a cool shimmer to them. I don't know if you can do leaves. I'm assuming you can. I feel like I heard someone say that you could, but I have a big one and a small one, and we'll see how that works out. I guess I am going to use everything. I thought I wasn't going to use the whole entire thing, but I definitely grabbed enough stuff to be able to do this. Okay. All right, let's just do this. So for this one, I'm just going to pull the petals off. I don't think I'm going to be able to cut it or do anything to make it look any different, but I thought this was really pretty. All right, and then for our last one, we'll just do the mum because I only have one left. Now for that one, we're definitely going to have to pull off the leaves. So when we're done with this, we'll just have a bunch of little mum leaves all over the place. And the thing about mum leaves is they just all kind of come off. So we'll make the most out of the space that we have here and just cover this entire sheet with them. I'm trying to pull from the outside here. So those where the leaves are the biggest. All right, that's all I'm going to do there. So I'm going to stick all of that over here. Let's put this last piece over top. Oh wait, there's a whole extra one. Hold on, I have more. Last one. And then we'll close up shop. I definitely have a few extras on here. So eucalyptus, this leaf, do one last piece of this fern. I guess we'll just do a few more pieces of this mum. It looks like I should have actually been pulling from the inside. These are a lot more flat than the ones on the outside were. The only thing that I am worried about is that I'm incredibly... Come over here, little buddy. Ugh. Of course, our little ant friend is going to hide underneath here. Come on out. I don't want you to... You're going in here, I guess. Hopefully he will find his way out before we lock everything down. All right. If not, we will have a pressed ant. Not on purpose, but he didn't I try to get them out of here. All right. So we've got everything lined up here. I'm going to shake it up, give this little ant a second to get out. Oh, wait. Did I do this one? No. Hold on. I'm coming back. Because I didn't do that one. And I have a ton of this stuff. Let's set this off to the side. So this one I just fought a bee off for. I didn't realize as I was plucking it off of our bush. Hey, there he is. Come on out. Come on. Get out of there. Anyway, I didn't realize that as I was plucking that off of the bush in the front that there was a bee inside of it. So we've got a ton of pollen that's inside of here. The bee was covered with pollen, so I didn't feel bad. And there's an entire bush of these. So let's see how we can pull this out of here, keeping the leaves. I love these because they're red on the inside here. Here we go. I'll pull this skirt out from around the edge. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to really wash my hands. They're covered in pollen. No wonder the bees love these. All right, I might take, since these were just scraps, I think this is prettier, so we're gonna take those off. Try to wipe off some of this pollen in here. Well, now I have to make a choice. I think I can only fit one more. Which one of these looks cooler? I think this one does, so let's put that in there. Oh my gosh, get over here. There he is. All right. No one can get mad at me and say that I pressed an ant. I saved his life. He's right here. No one worry. As he tries to escape. I don't care if he escapes. I just would feel bad for him if he got caught in here. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and place this back on top. And what we need to do now is tighten this down. And I'm very excited about this. This is super fun. So this is just a reason why I just love these Archer and Olive boxes. I would never buy a floral press for myself. This is never something that I ever thought I would do in my entire life. This will be a little special side series, not a part of our normal reviews and bullet journals, but something we can take a look at nonetheless. And excited to see what this looks like in 2 weeks. Woohoo! All right, we are good to go. So if you are interested in getting your own floral press, you can certainly check out archerandolive.com. This current subscription box is still up for grabs. You can still purchase this now, get a part of the subscription group, and get this box. And then also get the subscription for all of the future boxes as well, because we never know what we're going to get in those. And that's what's so cool about them, and I love so much. All right, 2 weeks from now, we'll be back. See what happens.
2 weeks later.
All right, here we go. Let's see how everything turned out. We had every single one of these filled. So I'm just going to slowly do each one of them. Oh my goodness. Look at that. It's like paper thin. Let's see if it comes. Oh, it does come off. And it has the lines of the corrugation of it as well. But that looks cool. That looks like a butterfly wing. Let me move that over there so you can really see it. It really captured the color really nicely. I'm just going to set these over here to the side. I just have a piece of cardstock that I'm just going to lay them on. But that turned out really neat. I'm a little bit mad about the corrugation lines, but I'm going to call them grill lines. They look like grill lines on my flowers. Let's see what our next one looks like. This is a bunch of little tiny ones. This I think was from the mums that I grabbed off of there. Yep. And here's all of them. They're kind of flaking off here, which is good because that means that they're dry. They're not wet anymore. All of the moisture has been taken out. I feel like that's going to be messy. I'm just going to keep them on this one and set it over to the side. I've been thinking about how I'm going to store these after I take them out of here. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know because I have zero idea what I'm doing. All right. Oh gosh, these turned out really nice too. And these don't have the corrugated marks on them, those lines from the cardboard. So maybe that was just because those were at the very top. It could also be because the flower itself is white. And so it did that. But these are very light, very flat, very cool. I've also been thinking this whole week, what am I going to do with these dried flowers? One thing I thought we could do today specifically with the fern. It's what I'm honestly most excited for. Ooh, we got a little bit of that flower came off on the other side. The fern I'm most excited for. I feel like that's something I would actually really use, would be the fern, with some wax and one of the wax seals. All right, so this leaf, these are not dry. Oh, that one is. That one's kind of whatever. This one here still feels a little moist, but this also was a plant leaf versus a flower, so maybe there needs to be a little difference. This turned out neat though. This was a flower off of one of my succulents, and like all those little bits of yellow like held out really nicely. And these all turned out really good too. So it's just that one leaf, so I don't think that's going to be a save for me. I have 100 of those plants themselves, so I'm not super worried about not having some leaves. All right, ooh, we have one that was left over here too. There we go. So those are cool. These are trash. Let's stick those over to the side. It's all about experimentation, you know. I've never done this before, so learning what works and what doesn't work is super important. All right, these look cool. I'm hoping that these turned out good. So this was from another plant that we had out front. Ooh, we held on pretty good. This little piece right here didn't so much, but this one did. They're so incredibly thin. That is insane to me, how thin. And I'm laying them down, they're just like fluttering all over the place. It's like, if you've ever had like butterfly wing, the wings are just like, they're so light. And it's exactly what this feels like to me. It's just, they're like so incredibly thin and light. Oh, hopefully this one comes off okay. There weren't instructions on how to take these off of here. All right, I'm gonna have to take my time with that one. Let's see if I can get some of these smaller ones off here. It probably depends. Each flower is different, right? So some of them are going to be more subtle or more gentle or more fragile than the other ones. And especially with something big like that, I thought that that would look really cool. But I think as I'm learning about doing this, that it's maybe not the best to lay an entire flower like that because it won't necessarily all stay together. I guess my goal with that one was if I could get it to stick together, like that could be something cool to lay on a page as like a whole piece. But it's difficult to get that off. So I'm just gonna set this one off to the side. I don't think you want to watch me pick at that flower all day long. We've got other things to do. All right, here's another one. Let's see what was inside of here. Oh, this was so these are some more of those petals. This was the eucalyptus that I put inside of there. Let's see if it still smells. No, not a whole lot of eucalyptus smell, but they did dry really nicely, which I love. Eucalyptus is totally something that I would use. I love the smell of it. I love the way it looks. It's not overly flowery because it's not a flower, but I love the leaves and the way those things look. Look at that. All right, these all turned out awesome. I'm excited about that. All right, let's set these over to the side. All right, these I'm most excited for. This is where I have some of those ferns, and I'm really hoping that these turned out well because I have big plans for the dried ferns. So let's see, they look like they are nice and flat. Yep, they came off of there really nicely, like these ones here. And what I'm so excited about these, yes. What I'm so excited about these is that I have a ton of these in my backyard. They just grow underneath our steps that we have in the back. So I feel like I could have an almost endless supply of these like little ferns because this I would totally use. This I can totally see. You'll see in just a little bit. I'm going to use one of these with one of the wax seals. And I'm in love. Look at this. You can still see a little bit of the coloring on this one here. You can see the the grill lines, I'm calling them, from it being in this corrugated cardboard here. But I'm such a fan. Look at that. Oop. Uh-oh. Our other ferns already came out. They were like, Mark, we are here for you. We will not wait. So these turned out cool. Look at that. Maybe this is the one I'll use. I love the way that looks. This is one of the other flat ferns that I have. It's like a fluffy one, but that's beautiful. This one turned out great. I'm going to set this one off to the side because this is the one we're going to use today with the wax seal real quick. Let's just put that over there. All right, we're almost at the bottom. This might actually be the bottom. And these are some of the larger ferns that I laid inside of here. Yes, look at that. Are we good? We're good? We are good. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy the way these turned out. This was so much fun. This is nice and flat. I do have a flat case, art case, that I think I might be reusing for this. But these turned out so nice. All right, that's everything. That's everything. All right, so now what do you do with these things? So I've seen all kinds of stuff online. You can tape them in to things. But the thing I found to be the coolest is using them along with wax seals. And the wax seal that we're going to use today for this is going to be the one from the fall collection from Archer and Olive. It's probably easier to see on the front of the box, but on the bottom of this wax seal, you can kind of see it there is this. So it's books, and there's like flowers and like a candle and some little stars around there. So this is what I thought I'd use today. Now, each of these kits also came with wax. So you're going to burn the wick. Then we're going to lay down the fern on top of there, and then we're going to press it. That's what I think I want to do. Or I could have the fern on the paper. Maybe that's what I'll do. Fern, wax on top, then the seal. You can do it any way that you want, right? So I've seen it where they've done the wax and then they put the fern and then they press on top of it and it kind of seals it in there. But I think I want to do it the other way. And because we're in all of these greens and everything else, I have this, which came from one of the other subscription boxes that had all this colored paper in it. So I think we should do it on top of here. All right, last time I did this wax seal, this got a little crazy with the fire, but I think we'll be okay. So let's see how this turns out. Oh, we gotta lay down. We said we're gonna lay down the fern first. All right, now that we got that down, I'm gonna make sure that this is facing the right way. And then we're gonna press this right on top. And then we're just going to leave that for just a few seconds while we do this. This is a really big deal for me because I don't usually do this type of stuff, especially with a lot of like the crafts and the wax seals and all of that. I think it is awesome. I think it's beautiful. I love when people do it online and I can see it. But this is just awesome that I'm able to do it myself. And I love the fact that like this all came as a part of something that I would never purchase for myself. I would never ever go out and buy a flower press. I've always wanted to have wax seals, but never have. Like, it's cool stuff like this where I'm like, I love these Archer and Olive subscription boxes because they're always giving you something very cool that you don't know that you would ever really use. All right, cool, look at that. So there we have the wax seal. You can see it has that impression there on it. I probably could used a little bit more wax. I'm still learning like how much wax I need because I love to get like that full ring. But look at that. And now I can easily take this and I could write something on it. And this could be a card or something that I send to somebody. And this is just so cool. So I'll go ahead and put the links for you in the descriptions below for this subscription kit if you're interested in getting it. It is just the start of October, so hopefully they may have a few boxes left. If not, keep your eyes out, because the cool thing about this subscription boxes is that most of the time with any type of cool things, like as a good example, these wax seals, they had done an original wax seal in a subscription box and then people loved it and they brought it into the fold. So I'd be curious to see if Archer and Olive might do something else with these. Like if people really like these and wanted to buy like Archer and Olive floral findings, that they'd be able to purchase them from their website. So all of that will be down for you in the descriptions below. Thanks again for hanging out today, and I'll talk to you later on. See ya.